What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. OG here, and obviously, the game is under maintenance. Now, I wanted to talk about something. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I figured I would. If you're not going to have a companion app, then during maintenance, let the players look into their teams and make changes. Or even play the. Okay, I guess you can't play the AI and FC either. Squad battles and stuff during maintenance. But if the companion app always works, not always, but most of the time works, right? Can't you do something where you can't create a companion app? It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not some tech guy, but when you know FC, for instance, is doing maintenance, you can get on the app. Goals, brand new alpha, not even fully released, had a fully functioning app that you could get on, right? Because I wanted to go through some of the stuff with my team, and I can't do it. I remember before I did like a paint version of my team and kind of went over my new tactics, but I got a video coming out tomorrow breaking down a lot of different things within eFootball. I think you guys will really enjoy that. And then we will have the tactics video coming after, but it has to do with what I'm about to go over, which if you don't follow eFootball, you're probably loving what you're seeing on the screen. I know that I am. However, you see the title of the video. Pay the price or suffer. And I'm going to get into that, but eFootball. Add a functioning companion app. Please. Now, Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo, R9. It's long overdue that he is coming to eFootball. Right? There's many things that really Konami does well. I was about to say there's one thing, but that's not true. Right? They make a lot of dumb decisions. They do a lot of dumb things. But they do a lot of things right too. Underneath all the BS, there's great football, which is why it's even more exciting that another thing they do right is hit the nail on the head with the legendary players they bring into the game. That's why it's so much fun to play with them. And they obviously have to know this, not only because they're making hand over fist with money, but because they put the detail, they take pride in these players, so we spend the money, right? They want us to want to buy these players, and if there's no true to life characteristics that translate onto the pitch, then we're not going to spend money. So you almost can guarantee you're going to have a step over king. You're going to have some type of crazy new Showtime skill. They added the willpower one to Zlatan, and then I got the Romario card after that has it as well, and it's huge, right? It increases their chances of scoring basically, and on already beast goal scores like Zlatan and Romario, that's monstrous. So I almost guarantee Ronaldo will have like that willpower, and then maybe another new one, maybe not. However, it's crazy that he's not in the game. Same with Zidane. But they do have so many other legends that even FC doesn't have. However, FC has some that you would think eFootball would add, and Ronaldo's among those. Zidane, like I said, Thierry Henry, it's insane. So with Ronaldo rumored to be coming, we're going to hear more about that. Before we get into it, I want to talk about going after these players, right? Because if you go to anybody that's trying to save the game, like that Pro eFootball account, I have the video featuring them out. That's actually coming out tomorrow. I'm sorry, 2 days from now will be our first video digging into this series for the Assassination of Smart Assist. But you have a leak account that literally gets its views and its money and stuff off of providing all the new players that are coming out, and yet they're still leading the charge and telling us we must not buy these players. We must speak up. Japanese content creators, you are the ones that have the most influence from Konami. Speak up, because nobody likes Smart Assist. Nobody likes where this game is headed. Everyone loves the legendary players, but the way they take our money, no one likes. I mean, they could still make a lot of money and not rip us off. However, it's so tempting because these players are amazing. Now, if you're in the same boat as me, right, then you have many of these incredible players. I didn't go after George Best or Gareth Bale, but like I have Zlatan, for instance. He's an incredible number 9 as a goal poacher. I also have Romario as an advanced forward that's playing off of Zlatan right now. Then, on the other side, a deep lying forward and Pele. On the bench, I have Cruyff, Baggio, Platini, who could play anywhere in the attack, to be honest. I even have like Adriano, guys like that too that aren't that are legends in the game. But obviously, I wouldn't say you can't say they're on the level of like a Romario or a Zlatan. Zlatan, what is best about him is that he brings that Jan Koller size, not necessarily a sniper with heading, but his finishing is incredible. His touch and everything on the ball is great. And so when the ball is in the air, which you got to think, knockdowns are super important. Short goal kicks aren't like they are in other games. You can be pressured easily, give up the ball, and give your opponent a chance that they didn't earn. So many times you go long on those goal kicks. And if you don't, if you had like Romario and Pele up there, every single time the center backs would win the aerial challenges. Or even when you're forced to clear the ball more in eFootball than you are in other football games. And you need someone to win the ball in the air so you can continue your attack. You might not win them all, but with smaller guys, you'll win virtually none. Right? That's a lot of possession that you give up off of those aerial duels, as opposed to if you could have won them with a Jan Koller or Zlatan. Right? I had a Jan Koller on my previous account. He was insane in many ways. His finishing incredible, which Zlatan has, but Zlatan's just better on the ball. Yes, Jan Koller better heading, but for a player like me, I'm not a big crosser anyway. So then in comes Ronaldo. What am I supposed to do? And many of you are in the same boat too. If I go after R9, which I desperately want him, obviously, who am I going to bench? Pele, Zlatan, Romario? It's the same with midfielders and defenders, but I would say the biggest difference is that I don't really like. I love Van Dijk. I have since the start of this game. Like I feel like he's underrated in eFootball, but I have him in a box-to-box Vieira that I added CB to his repertoire. It wasn't in there. There's obviously CB versions, but he's still insane. Nobody's going to replace him. Maybe way down the road, I end up getting a center back Vieira, but they're beasts, right? I'm sure there's going to be a beastly Rijkaard that comes that could maybe rival it, but I wouldn't go after that Rijkaard. I have a lower version that's fine on the bench. And then I have Coman as another sub that could play defensive mid like Rijkaard or center back. Wing backs, unless I wanted to go attacking, and even then, Maldini, if I give him the right, instruction, could be fine. Even though he's a defensive fullback and can play center back, he'd be fine going up into the attack. He's great on the ball. Thuram's more defensive. Maybe a Cafu, if I wanted to go attack, could come. Eventually, I had Cafu on my previous account, very good. But defensively, Thuram and Maldini are the best. Probably not going to replace them. The number 6 spot, if Vieira's playing center back, he can't play defensive mid, obviously. But going with a destroyer like Gattuso, I've always liked those Conte type of defensive midfielders anyway. I have like a Beckenbauer, but he's an orchestrator, as well as a Pep, more of an orchestrator. But Gattuso, there's a Makelele out right now. If I didn't have Gattuso, I would definitely go after him. Anchorman's still my favorite for the number 6 spot. I have that Jordan Henderson, number 6, or Anchorman card, I should say, but he's a C right now. Right, for a while he was an A, which is where the big time in the legendary cards, right? The big time in epic cards are better. Typically, unless you have unwavering, right? Because you don't want to have a C, D, or lower form player. You want to have B, or if you get an A, trust me, they're monsters. Because looking at the difference from Henderson's A to his C, it's ridiculous. Now, do I necessarily agree with that? Like, paying all this money for these players and you can't even use them all the time? Of course not. Even though I noticed, maybe it's just me, but it seems like they're offering more and more unwavering. So for my squad, I think I only have like one non-legendary player, and that's Bellingham, who's an absolute monster. Like, I'm sure a card like this Valverde would be a monster. I know Mbappe is, because even the Mbappes that I have, like the couple versions, or I have one now, I sold the others, but it's incredible. So that recent Mbappe they came out with, he'd be amazing. But guess what? We're talking about maybe going after R9. Well, what would I do with Mbappe then? Right? Pele and Romario are incredible. Like, I thought no one would be better. Like, Baggio is so good. And then you also have guys like Ruminage, who's incredible. Shevchenko's incredible in this game. There's so many great players you're always going to want to go after. And that's where the decision comes in. If you're pissed off at Konami like most all of us are, and you don't want Smart Assist, you're sick of the way they're doing things, The only way these guys listen is when their money takes a hit, when their pockets take a hit. And with the way that we buy players, why would they ever listen to us if all they care about is money and they're getting what they want? Why would they care? Even if we talk shit on the game, even if we get pissed off at all the Smart Assist users and not having, for instance, like the China version, having a draft mode, having SBCs, having a team of the year, like getting more stuff, we're all mad. Turkey doesn't get a server, they're mad. But if we keep buying all these players, why would they ever change what they're doing? Right? So while I have like a Cruyff and Platini and Baggio sitting on the bench, and then they release another Platini, my favorite player in the world is Rooney. So when he comes out, I'm going to be tempted to buy him. Obviously, if R9 truly comes, I'm going to be wanting to buy him. It's easier for me to stay away from, I guess, the midfield and defensive players. Uh, the attacking players are what I'm worried about because it's so tempting. But we're going to listen to this, and I just want to throw that out there because I'm interested in what you guys do. I know some people look at it like card collecting. So they'll go after players no matter what. Maybe use some of them in events, even though I haven't even really dug into events. I have all my players set. I know as I get more, it would be nice to have boosters down the road, more skills. But I'm also trying to keep my team that I have now, having already lost an account with so many players. So hard to explain why I couldn't get it back. There's like one little requirement I didn't meet to be able to switch it to get my account back. It had to do with like spinning the pink E points or whatever. It's so dumb what the rule was. But I was going down the route where I was getting every single new player, every single one. And then fortunately when I got this new account, I started with a road to glory type of thing, and it just wasn't fun. I said if I go back in time I'd do that, but truthfully, would I? Because one of the best parts of eFootball is how well they do these historic players that we all love watching, and that we all love, even if they're out of our era, right? We watch footage of them from back in the day, and now we get to use them in our teams, and they're way more true to life than any other football game. I mean, it's hard not to want to keep going after them. Like, I still don't have a Zico, a Figo. I have Cruyff, obviously. I had a Neymar and a Messi. They were great. Don't have them now, but it's like, where would I put all these guys, you know? I had a Cantona in my previous account. If I keep scrolling down, let's see. Platini's incredible, by the way. He is on my bench now. Rooney's my, like I said, Man U fan since '92. He's my more era favorite player ever. I just loved how he gave it all, sacrificed for the team. He made CR7 like what he was originally, and then he went on to be amazing at Real Madrid with another great supporting cast. But Rooney, because of all of his sacrifice, I mean, the dude could have played center back if you asked him to. I had a Suarez as well, who was incredible. Obviously, Hullet is my favorite player, just like he's my favorite player in FC. He's the only player of that size that brings that big physical presence and does great there, but also feels crazy on the ball. Amazing passes, amazing finishing. And if you watch how he played in real life, it's very much the same. I haven't had the pleasure to play with Shevchenko or even Dembele. I did have a Roberto Carlos that was amazing. Desai I've played with in FC, not my favorite. I had a Totti, but I haven't played Desai in eFootball. Totally different. I had a Totti that was good. His stats were like the best of all, but even then I liked the Ajax Cruyff that I had then better than Totti. But as you can see, I had a lot of these players. Right, my favorite keeper ever is Khan. I have him. Obviously, I have the Thuram, but was it Juventus version, not Barca version? Haven't played with like Iniesta or any of these guys yet. I had a Rijkaard Netherlands version that was a beast. Now I have the free version. Haven't played with Kaká. I know Zico would be incredible, without a doubt. Ronaldinho apparently isn't as good as like on FC. And then if we go to big time cards, George Best I know is amazing. I've heard great things. Zlatan's amazing, but I haven't played with Best or Bale. I played with one Messi, not the best Messi though. I played with like the one they were selling on the store with a lower version Neymar. Haven't played with the beast Neymar. The only beast out of Messi, Suarez, MSN is I've played with Suarez, is beast card. CR7 haven't had. Let's see who else. Haven't played with Yamal. Vieira, I got that box to box. I did have my original center backs were both Showtimes. They were Araujo and was it Rudiger? I think it was Araujo and Rudiger before I switched up. If I'm remembering correctly. And so yeah, it's just a matter of like, for me, it's easy for me to say now that I have a beastly team that I'm just going to stick to my team and not spend money. We'll see if that holds. So I get how hard it is, right? We're kind of hypocrites if we want the game to be better and we know what we have to do, but we don't partake. We keep spending money. And obviously I had a room and edge. And who's the other one? I forgot the other one's name. There's another beastly player along with Ruminage. That's a great attacker that I had. But anyway, so that's where I'm at is, as much as I would encourage you, don't spend money, and eventually eFootball will feel the pain and they're going to be forced to listen. I understand, like, I might feel the pain and they're going to be forced to listen. I understand, like, I might not even be able to do that. And it's easier for me to say because I have all these incredible players already. Maybe you're just building up or you have a new account too or something like that. But nonetheless, let's take a look at what we have coming. And I have a few other things too. I real quick want to say too before we get into it, if you want to check out this video tomorrow, it could be a great way for you to get away from traditional football when you want to play something else or take a break. Maybe get a bunch of smart assist losers in a row and you want to leave eFootball just for a break. This Freestyle Football 2 really does look good. Japanese developers, similar to Konami, but totally different company. It's like War, Woore, and Joy City published the game. They had original Freestyle Football 1. I never heard of it or played it. But it looks like they're taking like that pickup feel, but adding like true football mechanics to it. All unique characters that have their own, like not all of them are professional footballers as you see from our gentleman on the left. But you'll see in the video, it breaks it all down. It's the devs telling us all about the details in the game, and they really do dive deep into making sure this is a unique, great football game that sticks to true football but brings that arcade style too. So you'll have to check it out. You'll get my reaction from the video. I will be playing the beta, so I believe I can share footage like with goals. But yeah, go ahead and check that out. It premieres tomorrow at noon, but I wanted to go ahead and mention that. And then I wanted to talk about some stuff with FC and why it matters for eFootball. But again, we'll go in order, right? So we went through these players. We'll get rid of that. This is kind of my reminder on what to go through on these. Obviously, we have a maintenance right now. Honus, yes, Phil, Honus. Shout out to Phil for remembering. Honus, I had Honus and Ruminage. So my boy Phil says, they've been giving away a lot of players for free lately. More often, he said he has 13 epics for free so far, which is brilliant. And then he has a Ronaldinho card. He said it's not good, but there's a good Brazildinho. What time does maintenance end, Phil? And have you started your channel yet, bro? Because you need to do that. Have you started? My boy Phil Mo is a great player. He brings a different approach. Been sticking to eFootball and really just digging into it. He's helped me out a lot, which he came to eFootball with me from UFL. But then as I would go try different games, he stuck to eFootball. And of course that has paid dividends. It's brilliant to see. And I know my boy's been talking about starting a channel. And if he is, I want to really help him promote it. Not that I'm big or anything, but even just whatever I can do. I've learned, dude, sometimes it's not about, you obviously want to grow bigger and get more money when people watch your content, because that gives you more ability to do more things with it, because this takes a lot of work. But the best part of this is enjoying something you love with a community that loves the same thing, and helping players improve, and you all help each other. It's pretty cool. Cool. So after 1 a.m. So let's take a look and see what we have coming. See if we're going to be tempted off the bat. And whenever you watch this, leave in the comment section. I want to know, are you going to keep spending money on eFootball? Or are you going to be a player that tries to hold out until Konami starts taking us seriously, excuse me, with like removing Smart Assist and like giving us what we want. Me right now, it's easy for me to say, hell no, I'm not spending any more money. I'm keeping my team, and maybe I will do that, but I'm not gonna be a bullshitter and act like it won't be extremely hard not to keep spending or not, because these players are amazing, like I said. But let's get into it. I feel like I'm keeping you waiting, looking at this amazing R9 card. What a picture! If that's the, I know that's a made up card, but that would be sick, bro. That would be insane. But it's like, who I would not take out Zlatan. Pele would have to go on the bench, and I'd have like two advanced forwards. But if he's a poacher, oh man, I don't know. I feel like two poachers is almost like a waste, but maybe not. Dude, what's your channel, bro? Why didn't you tell me? You should be posting it all over my stuff. Feel free to promote it. Say your channel so I can say it. I mean, I know this doesn't get many views, but dude, still. Are you kidding me, bro? What's your channel called? Is it the same one that I know of? Hold on. They'll come, bro. Bro, why didn't you tell me that, man? No, I'm pissed, dude. If any, I'm gonna put it all over my channel once Phil gives me the channel name. But I know, I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree. Phil, once you hear this, post your channel up, or if you don't want to right now, put it in Discord so I can start putting it on all my videos and stuff, bro. You would be so good at this. Filmo 3. Let me go to it. Sometimes they don't pull up yet until anybody who hears this, go subscribe to, hold on. Filmo. Philmoe. Go subscribe right now. Filmo. It's just like my boy that you see in the chat, but instead of the 3, put an E. I'm already subscribed. You just haven't been hitting it hard. I see what you're saying. You just haven't been hitting it hard. Okay. Dude, you just scared me, bro. I thought like you had been releasing new content and I wasn't helping out because I didn't know. But once you start hitting it hard, bro, let me know. And and make sure you share it on my Discord and everything, dude. Because you're a beast. You know a lot. You have a great personality for it. You would be awesome. So, all right, let's get into this video and check it out. Exactly. So know what I'm saying? So this account right here, let me take you to this account. And then we'll start the video. This account right here, because this is why I love... So look, I've been into different forays with eFootball. It's always love but hate. And when I hate it, it's like with a passion because it's so stupid. Both Konami and the rap players. Now let me explain. We're going to go over this because FC, I have a video to share with you. FC is just toast. And when people give me shit about switching games and stuff, what they don't realize is I want the games to succeed. I'm trying to give them... I love football games. So it's like I try to do my little tiny part because I'm a small creator, right? And I feel like these big creators sometimes do their part, sometimes they don't, right? I feel like no one pushes like as hard as I do for it, like as hard as I go at Rats and all this. But there's some like in Dominator that is really doing a good job. But you gotta understand, like, well, then why play eFootball? And the reason why for me is because UFL, again, I've said this, but you cannot do shit about what's wrong with that game. You're just stuck to the point where if you don't do the same through ball glitches, corner glitches, sprint glitch, all the bullshit, 50-yard shots over and over, you're not going to get to the top there. So they took a game that had so much potential where you could just play football and had a few glitches, and now those glitches run the game. They've even had times where they've promoted them, like when it was like the taller player wins the headers, so everyone went after the big guy Luca, the Italian striker, to win crosses, and they put out a special Luca card. He didn't do anything to deserve it, and all of a sudden they put him out just because their system was jacked, and and they benefited financially off of the stupid ass meta. Dumbest, most scammy bullshit ever. Money grubbing pieces of shit strikers is. And all the companies are, but FC came up off of that a little bit, not all the way. Sneakily, they're still releasing these packs, especially Team of the Year. But it doesn't matter all the other bullshit because they have terrible servers and an outdated game engine. And so no matter what, after I bought in this year, I realized because they lied to us and said they fixed it. So I believed them because the beta was great. But once full release came and everybody across the world played their game with the numbers, they can't deal with the numbers of players that play their game. That's why the game freezes all the time in the menus. It freezes no matter what. They can't deal with what they have player-wise, right? That's why sales this year, once again, 20% down, guys. But their profit's the same because they sneakily been releasing those store packs. Bring in Konami. Same shit. They're making hand over fist so they don't give a shit. I think they sneakily know that Smart Assist is terrible, but they keep it for these low skill losers. Say, oh, it's for new players, but put it out for everybody because they know that these no skill losers will buy players still. I play them all the time. Full sick teams of players, but they have Smart Assist on. Most of them don't do shit, but there are Division 1, top 2,000, top 3. But to have a full monster team and to have skill but have to use that to get it, it means absolutely nothing. When you have a computer helping you, no one gives a shit. It could say #1 in the world, and using Smart Assist, no one respects you. So the fact that these losers still do it, it's so pathetic. So that's the part I hate. But at least you can turn on Smart Assist and hit them right back if you choose. At least it is a feature where it's worth fighting for because all Konami has to do whenever they decide is pull the plug on that feature. FC can't do that with their problems. UFL can't do that. Konami can. And so underneath that, yes, they need a better defensive system, in my opinion, precision shooting and stuff. But the beauty of it, okay, is that once you get rid of Smart Assist, you can work on all that, and they still have a great game underneath it all. Like, there's nothing that compares to build up in the beautiful goals that you earn. There's no other game that's as challenging, right? Like, I wish it was a little faster with the quickness in passes and shooting, even though, like, how the pros do it, they have their decision made. So by the time the ball hits the foot, it's already leaving the foot. I'm still working on that, and I love that challenge. I still think the power-ups are too long, but there is ways to get around it, and it's like they stay true to football, and the legends stay true to their real-life counterparts. Like, there's so much to love about eFootball. It's just that the rats and the Smart Assist shit and the way Konami is, it does drive you nuts to where you have to really, really focus on the goal at hand, which is why I came up with this series. Because my whole goal with this is to play my little part. Again, I know my voice isn't as loud, but just do my part in showing how stupid Smart Assist is while also showing the game in a good light. Because a lot of times you can just shit on the game, and it's like, that's not my objective. I'm shitting on Smart Assist and some of the dumb decisions, but I'm still wanting to showcase how brilliant the game is under that. You see what I'm saying? So, anyways, this account right here, and please make sure you go follow me on X and on TikTok, because eventually I'd like to go live on those two. I always try to remind people. Give this a follow and on TikTok. Thank you. This account right here, look at these guys. Just constantly remove Smart Assist, remove Smart Assist. Just more content creators should write posts like this about removing Smart Assist. Just everything, right? Everything they're doing. Now, they're still releasing some of their leaks, but like the video that I have coming out regarding this, I forgot. Is it out already? I don't want to say this wrong. I don't think it is. I think it comes out in the morning. Let me make sure, though. Because tomorrow I have double drop. I have a double drop videos. Assassination of Smart Assist. Yep, coming out. Wait a second. Thought I had something else in here. There it is. I knew I wasn't crazy, dude. I was like, what the hell? So the third, today's the 28th. Okay. So the 29th. Yeah, so tomorrow's a double drop. So tomorrow you'll get the breakdown on that Pro eFootball account, which is incredible. I can't wait for you guys to see that, dude. It's pretty cool what they're doing. And then the freestyle football comes out at noon. In 2 days, we'll have the full breakdown of my journey so far, with kind of my take on the game. And I'm hoping what I want to do with this Assassination of Smart Assist series is give players that motivation and kind of like my take. Because it's so hard to play, and then you're worried about Smart Assist, and then should I use it, should I not? You're worried about your opponents in close games turning it on if you don't, and like it takes over and it's overwhelming, and it makes players not want to play the game, right? Unless you're at a skill level where you can just outright beat Smart Assist players, which, let's be honest, many players, including myself, aren't. Some of them, yes, but not all of them. And to some, it drives them crazy. Like me, I'm a competitor. I don't want to lose to these losers that aren't good enough to really beat me, right? Any of these exploiters, all that. If there's a way for me to prevent them from getting a win, which that's clearly what they want, that's all they care about, because they don't play football. They clearly do it because they just want to get that win. And probably they're sick, twisted fucks that want to piss everybody else off. Congrats. But hopefully this gives people kind of a direction where they can still enjoy the game they love in eFootball while dealing with the bullshit. So that's the content. That's what comes out tomorrow, 7 a.m. and then noon. And then 2 days from now, 7 a.m. And we'll keep going from there. But yeah, this account, leak account, but they also release some awesome stuff that they're leading the charge on with trying to help fix eFootball. So shout out to them and guys like in Dominator, even Manessa for finally making the video about losing the community if eFootball doesn't get rid of Smart Assist. Now I don't know if this is real or not, but that's not a bad little pack right there. Obviously, a young Xavi, Parchi's son, but that might be made up. Gilberto Silva, I wouldn't spin on it, but I wonder. It's funny seeing Xavi that young with all that hair and stuff. But anyway, let's finally get into this video. We have actually 2 to watch, and let's see what's coming.
9, lots of rumors on that, and we'll check out the latest campaign, Blue Lock collaboration that seems to be coming as well. Let's roll. All right, so we're going to start with the player of the week. We're going to be getting a double selection, not 1, but 2. Yes, we're going to be getting the European club selection that you see here, and also the domestic league. So you've got Barcelona, you've got Manchester United, who had 2 really good wins. That brings with it the content refresh that you're going to see here. Now, if you guys missed it, the club finals are in full swing. And your boy truly was there in the flesh. As you can see here, we had a belter of a time. It was really, really fun. Hopefully we get to do some more. But the next one that's coming on after the Barcelona event is going to be the Manchester United event, the club finals. And as you can see there, the regional finals are going to be February 7th. So that's kicking on next week as well as you go for the qualifiers.
So our boy Indominator missed out on this one just barely. And by the way, they need to do a better job. Just 2 little things real quick. 1, get better backgrounds. Like your promotional, like the broadcast background looks like it's from the 80s. It drives me nuts. But more importantly, let the players use legendary players. Unless I'm wrong and they change it, if so, tell me in the chat. But I believe for the Man United one, they all got to use Man United players. For the Bayern, all Bayern players. For Arsenal, all Arsenal players. And these qualifiers are how these players go to the World Championships. But to me, it drives me crazy that these players can't use like the legendary players. I don't even think at the World Championships. I think they have to use the team from the qualifier they won, which is so dumb to me. Like you have all these amazing legendary players. Make them wear the kits, if anything. That's it. But the rest, it's really limiting them. Like it's cool to watch great eFootball, but they're never going to really blow up. You can still have budgets, but then again, they don't have typical transfer markets. So I don't know how they would do it. They could come out with some draft system to make sure it's not mirror matches everywhere. But anyway, just a little tidbit for me on that.
In the club finals and all that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that actually develops, right? So I do feel like that with this club event, there's been no Smart Assist in it. A lot of people are really enjoying it. Let me know if you guys have played that, if it's been refreshing to play it without, Smart.
I didn't play that event on like the lower levels. Like obviously, as I'm playing eFootball now, I'll start playing in those just for fun, see where I'm at. But no Smart Assist was there the last time we were watching all the great eFootball. Who knows how many games we watched? Somebody told me Jinsu used Smart Assist to win the World Championship. I hope that's not true, but I do not know. But anyways, I want to maybe break down a video where I'm watching that footage with no Smart Assist. I'll be jealous, but I'm sure it was great.
Smart Assist or whatever, and that's something that we will continue to look at going forward because they are really cool. The rest of the cards that you see here, right? I always kind of forget, so don't forget to use your nominating contracts that you see here, the MVPs. The rest of the cards, you always know that they're going to refresh, but I usually don't sign any of these contracts, and I will actually start to do that because I just have so many contracts there, including a couple of 4 stars that we've used here for Thiago. Didn't know he didn't have a face before I signed him, but well. Yeah, not a bad card at all, really. Now, next up, we do have the eFootball phase. We have all these content and card refreshes that you're seeing here. The next batch of legends are going to be coming as well as a couple of new managers, which should come with the refresh on February the 5th as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, the rest of the stuff with the missions, we have another 7 days with those missions before those refresh with 950 million campaigns, soon to be at 1 billion, it looks like. But that looks like the login campaign there. That's going to be ending in 7 days. And that is going to bring in the next campaign that we're going to be talking about in just a second, which is the Brazilian Carnival one. What could come in that Brazilian Carnival one? Who knows? I mean, it just seems to be kind of like mixed rumors about it. I mean, a lot of people are saying that the Carnival campaign, if you think back to the latest one, or the earliest one, was pretty decent.
See, I already have a better Mario. See, a lot of these cards that players like me and Phil can't use unless we play events, but like if eFootball keeps going in a good direction, like I would definitely love to have all these cards to use for events. For sure, I'd want to load up my teams for events and play with all the best players that I can. Without a doubt, legendary players, but then if not, these players, because I'm not going to keep just spending money for event players. But you just gotta take the game in the right direction, man, and everything else will follow.
We have partnered up with Instant Gaming, and they do sponsor today's video. If you guys are in Steam code, recently released games, personally myself, below, or the would mean a lot of pains going back from eFootball 23. Kind of like a mixed bag with these Carnival campaigns. In fairness, there has been kind of to the video. So in fairness, there has been kind of like a mixed bag with these Carnival campaigns. Going back from eFootball 23, 24, and 25, we've had different campaign objectives. Could we get R9?
Oh my god!
If you'd asked me a couple of weeks ago or months ago, I probably would have said I don't think R9 is going to drop just like out of the blue. But then we had, of course, George Best, who is a huge name in world football, an absolute legend, one of the greatest of all times. He just kind of dropped unknown to everybody. We could get Socrates as well, and of course the much rumored
I feel like Socrates would be like a hullet. I really do.
Alexandro Pato, he looks to be coming eventually as well. But it's all up in the air. I mean, the cards at the moment, I think they will bring out a lot of new cards. R9 is obviously the GOAT, the ultimate, wish list item for everybody. The Blue Lock campaign, right? So if you guys remember this Blue Lock campaign, it has been teased again in the other standalone game, the eFootball Champion Squad. But if you remember this Blue Lock campaign, right, they gave us a lot of free spins and a lot of free cards, and you actually had to play and earn to get them, which I really did like. You can see the selection of 8 cards there. I think this was like last year or 2 years ago, maybe this selection was. I forget, lads, time is moving so quick. But let me know in the comments below if you guys actually remember that, right? But Inzaghi, Kubo, Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, I think you had Kimmich, you had Kane. There's a lot of cards in here that were pretty decent. And they were obviously tied into the partner clubs. Now that the Bayern Munich license is gone, they probably replace that with Dortmund players or Inter players or Milan players, with United players and Arsenal players. And you'll probably go around that way. Of course, that Bruno card was pretty decent at the time as well that it came out. So it is going to be interesting to see what they bring with that Blue Lock collaboration. Or maybe they'll bring a different collaboration like we had with the Captain Tsubasa one, because the cards that are still meant to come, I do think that they will come eventually. You had another Captain Tsubasa with the Volume 1 way back when, with kits, badges, gallery, all that sort of stuff. Treasure Link looks to be gone for a while, but also Roman has been rumoured to come back as well, and he hasn't come. So maybe he'll tie in with that when he had that anime-style card before. But that's pretty much it, lads, for this week, right? Keep it locked to the channel across all platforms if you want to keep up to date with everything going on in eFootball. You also have this campaign that we just focused on here, the missions, the campaign home. That will be gone as well on that date, the 5th of February. So that seems
So more of a teaser video than anything. Um, yeah, man. I don't know. So let's see. See the what's coming. What's coming. See, it's a lot of this stuff. I heard this video is insane. This one that's live right now. You guys should click on this one. I heard that one's really good. The current situation of play styles. Yeah, it drives me nuts. Oh, mobile, mobile, mobile. Official update is here. All details and breakdown. This fake ass shit. Look at this. The fuck. There's so many teasers in this. Look at this fake shit that they do. Daily game update. Imagine that. It's so like you just got to be careful with those types of bullshit things. But anyway, it's crazy. We're right where Nick is on our climb, like coming back into eFootball. I hope I match him, dude. I would love to match Nick. But anyway, we might check that out here in a bit. But I want to get to this FC video too before we move on. I want to read the chat real quick. So you guys know, whenever I'm in OBS and I go to the videos to get it full screen, I'm not reading, so I'm not ignoring you guys. But my boy Phil said, I still struggle against Smart Assist as well, which is sad because I've worked hard for the skill. Yeah. So Phil's been beast moding, coming into eFootball when I did. Like, so you guys know a little backstory on that. I always loved Pez. And when they first rebranded and came to like PS5, dude, I was hooked. I was excited, dude. I even had my son, me and my son were playing, and looking for like a change of pace, and like we're excited for eFootball. It comes out, dude. They had so many glitches and issues with their release, and they're notorious for that. Konami, every time there's a new console, they're always behind the eight ball, and like there's a lot of talk about, no, this is different. They got this person's new in Japan, he's big name, and this they're gonna be great, and this and that. And the game was just struggling, dude. And then I was never gonna give it a chance, but or UFL started going in a shitty direction. But luckily, FC made a pretty good patch in FC 25, like a crazy patch that they never typically did in the middle of the season because they were losing players. So I went to that, but of course, they, as in typical EA fashion, they fell apart. And UFL was bad, and I was like, I need a game. I'm freaking out. And Gelfand was like, bro, how are you not playing eFootball, man? You got to try it. And like, I loved it, hated it, loved it, hated it. And it's still kind of like that, but like the difference is, like, I understand the nuances of the game better. But like, what drives me away, if you remember when we were watching the World Championships, everything was great. Then we watched the presentation, and I remember it to this day. Like, they had some good additions, fixing fixing some bullshit. But next thing you know, they go Smart Assist, which I started to hate events. Like, I'm not even gonna play events anymore. And next thing you know, boom, they go Smart Assist coming to everything, divisions included. And little did we know just how fucked that was gonna be, or maybe some of us did. But it's like, dude, the game itself has a lot to love, like without a doubt. Like the game itself, you cannot say it's a shit game. Like, if you really love football, there's no way you can recognize where it's. But there's just shits. The Smart Assist deems it almost disqualified, right? Which is why, like, I came up with a way to a system, right, to where I can play and enjoy the football, but also try to do my part to battle Smart Assist. And you don't have to have a channel to do that. Like, you can have that same code of ethics, code of honor, whatever you want to call it, where it's like, okay, rat piece of shit opponent, you get the beat down. Smart Assist, direct, I don't care what I have to do to beat you. Like, you want to ruin my time playing, I'm going to ruin yours. And then you get football. Now, what sucks is if you get a run of those games where you can't play good football, you can create bad habits, but that's kind of the shitty state that we have to deal with. It's still better than the other games, which is what we're getting into now. Yet another rant video. Now, obviously, EA Sports is really dropping the ball with Team of the Year, their biggest promo. I played up to like this past weekend with champs with it, and I was doing an Evos to Glory, so I didn't care much. But there wasn't any real hype. I even put $30 in, which is nothing, but open these 2 packs just to show people what kind of shit you got to get, how much you got to spend. And even with players hating the gameplay and everything else and going in such an arcade direction, they still just can't help themselves. So I'm interested to hear what Jambu says here, but I was going to show you this gameplay. Maybe he'll have some in here, but if you watch mine or anything else, the details that they have in game, some of the details are brilliant. True to football. But it's more like mechanics slash, sorry, not mechanics, animation slash like stuff like that, as opposed to the actual speed of play and the build up and the way you score goals. Couldn't be further from football. I mean, it is dog shit. It is like when you play a Smart Assist player and you're just pinging the ball, straight up the pitch every time, hoping Smart Assist sends your player through to score. It's kind of like that, right? But add in like dribbling in circles and that in UFL, like these games go in that direction, and that's where goals has more of a manual approach, but the speed of play in the feel is more like FC, which is not good. The rest is great though. But eFootball is the only game that has that unique, true to football speed of play feel. Everything's perfect. If they got a better defensive system, in my opinion, worked on the power ups. Some people disagree with that, but I think they're crazy. The power ups, it doesn't take that long. You can't. It fucks up your rhythm. That's where the tackle backs come from. But they fix a few things and they have like such a great core of a game. But FC just doesn't have it, and it's relevant because eventually, even the most diehard FC guys or people, eventually they're going to look to jump ship. Now, I don't know if they'll ever make it because it takes a while to transition in eFootball. It's such a different game. And, like, obviously, once you learn the nuances, it doesn't go away. Like, if I didn't play for years. But that's, I think, the only thing holding some of these players back from going to eFootball is that it's such a different feel. That you're going to fail at first, and some things are going to drive that. It's such a different feel. That you're going to fail at first, and some things are going to drive you nuts, but how could you stick to a game like this? Blacktop 2 pitch? Is this Phil? Excuse me, sorry guys.
Actually like or rate highly, because let's face it, for the vast majority it is just a bunch of cards that are inaccessible. If we go and have a look at like team of the year cards prices, like it's just insane. Obviously there's a fewer that are cheap. You got like Bright here. How much actually is that Kunde? Because they completely messed up with his play styles as well. But very, very expensive cards. If you want any of the top ones, it's basically just unobtainable for the vast majority. You've even got Donnarumma here, who I know was selling for like 900k at one point. Millions upon millions of coins for the top ones. And of course, unlike other promos, EA don't put it in the rewards because they don't want you to be rewarded, for actually achieving something in the game. And it's just very disappointing, man, because I think they've just messed up really badly. Like, I'm not one for the menu grind and things like that, but I'm hearing that there's literally no like menu grind that they have in previous years, like an unlimited grind, where you can do your SBCs and stuff and work towards these Team of the Year players. So they're not appeasing that audience. In terms of the rewards and stuff, it was honestly embarrassing. So like the first weekend of Team of the Year, it was obviously just the, Winter Wildcards and Time Warp in the Team of the Year Champs rewards, which makes no sense. They then changed it and got
That's not bad. I'm trying to think of a name that has a ring because the thing many people don't think about is like, so like for me, it's O Gamester FC. Originally, it was OG Space Gamester Space FC, and I put it all, so it was quick and easy. O Gamester FC, right? And then my name for short is OG. So you got to think about that type of stuff. So I like the blacktop to pitch. But what would people call you then? Black? Think of something like that. Culture cleats is sick. Culture cleats is sick. Did you get that from? But if it's, people seem to be able to tell, like if it's Chat GBT. So it that kind of sounds, blacktop to pitch sounds a little better. Something to. So I see what you're trying to do. Let me think about this. Let me keep thinking about it, bro. Let me keep thinking about it. Think about something that could be good, catchy, but easy, like people remember, and that gives you a short name. So when they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to channel." Phil Scores. I would do Phil Scores. Just because everyone knows you as Phil, so I would keep the Phil part in there. Footy Phil, Phil Footy, Footy Phil, Phil Scores. I think Phil Scores is even better. But you have that unique thing where you can keep your original name. Let me think about it more. But if you're going with something with Phil, I go Phil Scores.
The game to play. Like, all we're doing is trying to play champs for rewards or play rivals for rewards. Rivals rewards as well, by the way. Don't even get me started. Shockingly bad, even for the Elite Division. And they can make the packs and stuff look as nice as they want. Like, for example, if we go onto the actual champs rewards, on the eye, it doesn't look terrible. You know, it really does look like you might actually be getting something half decent. If we go to rank 1...
Bro, Phil Scores is really good. Phil Goals. Phil Scores is freaking, in my opinion, Phil Scores. But ask around, bro, because it doesn't mean that I'm right. Bro, I have a frog in my throat. I apologize for the
20 times 84, all this stuff, and it looks great. The issue is, you're getting the same fodder over and over again. Like, the amount of times in this 3 times 88 pack that I pack the same cards. It's always the Barca woman centre-back, Rodri, and whoever else they want to throw in. Normally, like Kane or Lewandowski, somebody like that. Whoever's not got a good promo card, just their normal gold will show up in here. It is the same every single time. So even though a lot of these rewards look good on the eye, from my experience, it's just watered down and clearly rigged to give you the lowest value cards. That's just from my experience. I don't know for definite, but that is what I've seen with my own eyes. So
he's right.
I just don't know what they do, man, because there's no clear way. Like, part of the fun of Ultimate Team of a concept is, you know, grinding and just being able to slowly upgrade your team over time. And if you put in like serious grind,
look how boring that team is, guys. Shout out to my boy Jambu for not having like the typical, I mean, he does have Claudia, but what can you do, bro? But I mean, that's where I give myself credit. My team was so unique. Nobody had my players, but I made my players, like with Evos. He didn't go the Evo to Glory route, clearly.
15 and O's and things like that. And, you know, this is sort of what we're left with. I've not played every weekend, so it's not the best judge, but it's just bad, man. Like, you can't make serious progress from rivals. You can't make serious progress from champs. There's no serious progress that you can make even on the menu, because this year they've decided to not do this grind. I have heard that there is a small chance it's coming potentially later today, but it's already arguably too late. You know, we're going to be moving on to the next promo soon. And I don't know, man. It just seems like the same recycled garbage. Like, outside of Team of the Year, because even though I don't like it, it is one of the more like special promos. Outside of that, Future Stars and Team of the Season, every week just feels like the exact same thing, but with a different coloured card design. and it just isn't fun. You know, like I said earlier, the gameplay itself is sadly just not good enough to want to play this game for the
No.
sake of playing. So unless the rewards are something special where you can really change your team, a lot of people were just in this boat where they
Guys,
thought,
that is such a huge point. The gameplay is so shitty. What up, Devon? How are you? The gameplay is so shitty in FC, dude. Like, and he's not even talking about the inconsistency. Like, once you log in to eFootball and you start moving the ball around, right? Now, again, we have to battle Smart Assist. We know that. We're ignoring it because that's a feature. If we can all speak up and, you know, stop spending as much money. I know that's going to be hard. We've been talking about it, but get Konami to listen. It's a feature, right? It's as simple as removing a feature. FC has an inherent problem with their servers, with their game engine. And so with a game that moves that fast, it's already a turnoff because like those little details that are true to football, like some of the finishes and shit, it's taken away by the rest of the bullshit. Then you add in inconsistency when you can't player switch fast enough, when you can't mark a player lock, when your shots are so delayed, and like every game's different, so you can't even. It's not like okay, a certain amount of delay. Now, how Goals came along and was the only development company brand new to think of a creative way to have that unique net code that where you can play players with 150 ping. I have no idea how these other companies can't come up with something. I hope Goals triggers. Even eFootball, dude, has some delay issues, and like I'm still learning like when there's delay because weird shit will happen in eFootball. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I realize like, wait a second, that's got to be delay. But like I feel like the little connection bars are a lie because sometimes my 2-3 bar games will be better than my 5 bar. Similar to like how Indominator called him out. I knew that what he said was true. Like he said based on his experience, like there's no way that graphic with percentages for who's using Smart Assist is accurate. Just based on sheer like, dude, he plays top players all the time using Smart Assist. If they're using it, then definitely D2, D3, D4, D5, all the way up to using it more than the percentages they show. All that bullshit aside, though, eFootball is still actually football in a lot of ways. FC is not. So who gives a shit about getting a team of the year fucking, I don't know, Dembele to go spam through balls or to, you know, whatever the case is. It's just, it's not fun to play their game right now. And so if you have a game where the menus is more exciting, it's never going to last because once you pack players, you're excited, you get on the pitch, you hate it. But you have these amazing players, so you get back on the pitch, you hate it. Then eventually you're going to go, fuck these players, the game sucks. And it's not going to matter. They could add an R9 to everybody's account. If the gameplay sucks, eventually you're not going to give a shit. It will help at first, right? But it's just not going to help. Nice, Devon. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so that's where we're at now is just trying to still find that great football game that ties that classic feel that we love to. Like, I don't know about you guys. When I play football games, I want, like, why I love like real football is because of the incredible stuff you can do on the pitch, the beautiful build-up, the beautiful goals, even the beautiful defensive plays, and, like, being able to compete and control all that, and, like, the highs of winning, but then the lows and turning them to motivation to keep getting better on the virtual pitch, similar to what you would do in real life, putting in the work. Right, that's why I love like about eFootball, coming up with my own set plays from corners and free kicks. All my different players working on free kicks. Who's better outside of the foot, inside, up and down shots, curlers outside, inside, low driven type of free kicks, knuckle shot type of R7 free CR7 free kicks. Like everything's unique to each player, even the way the different players play on the pitch, and then the way your tactics are, and then adjusting those tactics per each opponent. There's so much there where you can just log in and play, and that's what I've been trying to focus on while battling Smart Assist, but that's the one downside. And you just don't have that. In FC, you use the one broken system. In UFL, it's whatever system you use, you go for the glitches. Like it's auto-connected passing. When you have a football game where 50 rated passers are the same as 99 rated passers, you don't have a good game. right? And it's just in FC, it's turning into stats don't matter too, but it's more play styles. And UFL's even adding that on top of their terrible uh, player identity and terrible stats, like with passing. They're now adding the bullshit play styles to where, oh, as long as your player can have long ranger and hit 50-yard shots, they're fine. Like in FC, like your player can have 99 pace, but if they don't have like rapid or quick step, they feel slow. It's the dumbest shit ever, dude. That's where goals is so intriguing, right? But at least eFootball didn't go that route. Like you have the Showtime skills and they are super powerful, but not to the point of like if your player doesn't have willpower, which is extremely powerful, like it helps your shots out a lot. Zlatan has it in Romario. You can still score a lot of goals with players without willpower, right? If your defender doesn't have Fortress, it's not like, oh, nope, he doesn't have Fortress, I can't use him. So at least they didn't go that far with it.
Feel like it's not worth their time playing. And, you know, that's where I'm at with my own account. There's no real reason to get on and play this game. Like, you can see I'm currently sat in the Elite Division. And, you know, other than getting the 30 points, which even then is basically a waste of time. You know, we look at the reward upgrade here. Looks okay on the eye. You know, you're getting these player picks and stuff. But I can tell you for free, it is just going to be the exact same cards that I've been getting all year that are like 88 to 90 rated. So it's just fodder. You know, we look at the actual content on the game at the moment, SBCs and stuff, and it sort of followed suit. Oh, apparently we can't even access that.
Yeah,
the menus are completely bugging. Here we go. So, you know, you look at these, and there is some decent ones, but they followed the sort of team of the year trend because...
Yeah, it's just dead, guys. It's just dead. Now, why do you think we don't have a companion app, though, for eFootball? I wonder. Phil Scores Football Club. I love it. Phil Scores FC. I love it. I love it, dude. That sounds really good. Either just Phil Scores or Phil Scores FC for sure. The reason I added Gamester FC is because, like, your community, football club, you know what I mean? I try to come back, but even this week for the team of the year, the game was just not fun. 100% Devon. It's just not fun, dude. I tried too. Trust me. I try with all these games, and like, that's the thing, bro. It's not good to be in a spot like even with eFootball where you're picking it because it's the least bad game. But again, eFootball has the true to football feel, and it still has the ability. If Konami just gets rid of Smart Assist or make a Smart Assist only division or make it only for divisions 10 through 6, but they at least have it. It's just a feature, right? And the connection part sucks, but not nearly as bad as FC. So if I go to, let's say, my Romario. Let's see how many Romarios there are. So this is my other gripe. So out of all these Romarios, I have this Romario. The Barca version right here. And he's broken as shit, obviously. Does it have his... It doesn't have his Showtime skills. I don't know why. It should, but... It doesn't. So then if I add my manager, Capello, and max him out, then just add whatever booster... Let's just add double whatever they have. Double, even though I don't know what I have on there. Because I don't have access to it because of the maintenance. Right. And then you do max level. So that's somewhere around where I'm at. But I increase ball control. Finishing's 95. Like, this dude's ridiculous. Then he also has, like, he also has... Oh, no, I don't have this one. I have the Advanced Striker one. Is mine the Brazil one? Hold on. I do have this one though, but he's not a poacher. He's an advanced striker. Or do I have this one? Nope, goal poacher. Guys, what's up with that? I'm trying to think in my head. It's got to be this one. They have that wrong, right? 100% Devon. Wait a second. Cause no, that is correct. I have no, it's not. My Zlatan's a poacher. My Romario's advanced striker, and then my Pele is a deep lying forward. So my Romario, it is this Barca version. Wonder why they have that wrong in there. Like, how could they not update that by now? It's not like he's a brand new car where they got it, but he's so damn good that like there's no way R9 could possibly, like, he feels so good on the ball. Let me see if they have like Zlatan correct. Let's see. Look at the old Ibra cards. Before the Milan, before they signed Milan. Fox in the Box, which yeah, in North America and other parts is poacher, goal poacher. Interesting. Yeah, dude, I just don't see how. And then I have that Hullet, I believe, the whole player Hullet. What was that recent Mbappe? Now I don't know if I can trust this or not. But I believe it was this Showtime Mbappe right here. Goal poacher. Interesting. What? Who do you start up top? Nobody's better than Romario, bro. Who do you start up top? Who could be better than Romario? That's who you start? Blitzcurler Mbappe? See, I had that David Villa with it, and the Blitzcurler's good, but not better than dude. I still would. But, I mean, if you use it more, is that who you start up top, Phil? I want to see this tournament, this most recent tournament, what everyone's using. See, he's got that 3-2-4-1, but he didn't play that at the Pro Championships. He plays straight up attacking. If I did something like that, like what I'm looking at there, I would have like Gattuso and Vieira, but Vieira on defensive. Van Dijk, Maldini, Thuram, 3 backs. Vieira on defensive with Gattuso. Then I'd have Zlatan with Romario and Pele. But Romario's an SS. And Pele maybe is an SS, maybe is an AMF. Then on the left and right, no, I'd have to have Bellingham on the right, Hullet, and Romario, and then like Cruyff on the left. Pele would go to the bench. And that would be nutty, dude. Four, five. You still have good press, defensive. You still have good 5-man coverage, no different than a 4-back. You're just kind of leaving the wings open, like maybe for crosses. And then Bellingham would be dropping back. Yeah, but he doesn't use that, I don't think, as a pro. That's just more like he's so good he can use that in divisions. Oh, Dembele's good, though. Dembele. Yeah, I haven't used Dembele, so I can't say much there. Let's see the events. I want to see what these pros are using. Yeah, this is the one we watched. Barcelona, Inter Milan, Jinsu won it all. Let's see what Medesna's been saying. Menasa, whatever. I want to see some of the worth it or mid. I'm not going for any of them, so I don't care. Who were the ones before that? PK.
Towards the right wing.
Irvin, Edgy, Rooney, bam! Massimo, Rossini! And he's got a special celebration, guys.
It always takes. That's what really
Gerard Piqué, here you go. European Clubs Guardians.
Yeah, like I wouldn't go for any of those guys. I just have too deep of a team, man. Like the Messi even, he would have to be like an attacking mid for me. What was that pack like, I wonder?
Assistència de Xavi, més capradeta per Messi, Messi, immens Messi, encara 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 Messi,
Oh my God.
Lionel Messi with 99. Who is it? That it's straight number.
I already have Cruyff. Baresi, obviously, he's a center back that's terrible in FC. Fortress, Aerial Fort. I really don't see myself ever needing, dude. I love my center backs. Cruyff. I don't know what that Cruyff was, but mine. See, I have a lot of players with only one Showtime skill. But like I said, at least it's not as bad as FC where you need certain play styles. Blitz, Curler, Messi. You didn't get this Messi? How many players? 250, so 3 out of 250. Wait, isn't it usually 150 players, guys? Hold on. Isn't that usually 3 out of 150, or am I wrong? Yeah, you showed me that, I think. You don't start him, though, Phil? But isn't that Messi usually? Isn't it usually at 150? They added 100 players to that box. Or am I wrong? Yeah, Besson and Robson, who's a legend for Man U. What's Robson, by the way? Yeah, man. See, that's some bullshit. That's stupid. I hate Konami's fucking greedy asses. But do you start that? Two questions. Do you start that Messi? And what was Robson's? Here, let's check actually. Box to box, yeah, he wouldn't fit my team. And then I'm sure Messi can play attacking mid. He can play everywhere in the attack, I'm sure. Creative playmaker. Really? Interesting. Yeah, I know. Well, I would. Right now would be the perfect freaking time to log in, bro, and we can't. So stupid. That's why I wish they had a companion app. Because I definitely would if I stay in eFootball and start doing like player reviews and like just testing different skills out. It would be perfect, bro. But it's so dumb that you can't do it while they're in whatever the fuck you call it, maintenance. How creative playmaker, like maybe over Pele, I could put him. What's best? Let's see what George Best is. Prolific winger. Wow, and he doesn't have anything else like that's. Interesting. I want to see this.
Lewandowski. Back to him now. Rafinha turns back the other way. This way, that way. Who can he find? It's the goal!
DRX test! That's ball so safe. It's difficult.
You're down 0-2. The opponent's celebrating, the time is ticking. And deep inside you're thinking, it's over. But what if I told you that this exact moment, the pain, the frustration, the disbelief is actually your greatest weapon? Because in eFootball, comebacks don't start on the pitch, they start in your mind. Today we are breaking down the psychology of comebacks, how pros turn impossible deficits into unforgettable victories.
I feel like I'm gonna win this game, bro. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm gonna win this game. Seriously. Let's try to come back. It will be more interesting if I come back. Let's go. Oh! 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 Oh my God! What just happened? Oh my God! Let's go! Ronaldo! Mentality, baby!
Scores! Here, they've got another one! They've scored again! What a climax! What a comeback!
The comeback is still possible. Will be hard, but I will try to win. Okay?
Side note, bro, my favorite colors, Man U's red, white, and black. I wish they had colors that matched that controller. That is his overlay controller.
Oh, we can do one more. fully try harding, I can't. But now he gave me that extra boost.
No way.
This is why I'm Matt Nassar, bro.
This is the psychology of efootball comebacks. Let's dive in. It always starts the same. You dominate early, and out of nowhere, the opponent scores their first shot. You freeze, your heart rate jumps, your rhythm disappears. That's what I call the shock factor. It's that instant disbelief that breaks your focus. Instead of playing your game, you start chasing their game. You rush attacks, press too hard, and force mistakes. All because your brain is screaming, I need to fix this now. And that's how 0-1 becomes 0-2. These are early game psychological traps. You lose composure, you lose patience, and suddenly you're not thinking, you are reacting.
I want to see like some actual. Let me see. Like, what was the most recent event? eFootball. They do such a bad job of like showing. eFootball Championship 2026 Barcelona Finals. 4 days ago. Okay.
Thinking, right, you're not pressing out with
Last year, I mean, was this...
I don't think there's any favorite because, to be honest, whenever you compete...
I don't think so. That just speaks to the depth of the Catalan club. There's a late challenge there. Contact made, but the defense, Lewandowski, 1-on-1. He scored.
See, it sucks. They got to use the old, they can't use the legendary players.
More than enough to get yourself 3 goals.
Let's look up the Arsenal. eFootball Arsenal. FC round 3. One month ago. Here we go. He's got the link up between Rodri and Suarez. Is this mobile, dude? No. Why does it look so different? Wait, where's Jinsu at? I'm so confused. This motherfucker ain't... Is Master Commodore? He's playing himself. Look at the bottom. He's playing himself.
Peter, this is all eyes on the referee.
I'm so confused. Rotary Boy versus Common. Oh, that was a highlight? I want to watch this though. Let's just see if this is good. I feel like it's gonna be. Roberto Baggio, Costa Corta, Maldini, Saliba, 4-4-2. Left mid, attacking mid. Wait, who's who? Let's. All right, I gotta go back a little bit more. There's his squad. Suarez and Ibra up top. AMF in a right mid. A lot of people are doing that. One winger. one winger and one attacking mid. Vieira and two, a box-to-box type, and then a DMF. 3 CBs and a right back. So the right side he has more width. Tamiosu and Saliba. I love that Bergomi card. I had that same Bergomi. I have that. I have the Ibra now. I don't have that Platini. That's a whole player Platini. Saka, prolific winger, whatever. I'm assuming Rodri's like a destroyer or anchorman. I could be wrong though. Interesting. So his opponent, let's see. It's very similar, but he's using the left side. So let's think about that. So his left is going against, the wide sides are going against each other. Rivaldo, Mbappe, broken ass Showtime. I think that's a blitz curler Mbappe, right? Ronaldo, Baggio, who's a creative playmaker. Instead of, we'll be matching against Platini, my Platini's a classic 10. That one he's got is a whole player. Vieira, he's got a destroyer Vieira, I believe. That's Vieira. Gerrard, maybe box to box or orchestrator. Saliba and Rio Costa Curta Maldini. Okay, so let's see. So they're both playing 4-2-2. Let's see if he changes anything. Man, we can't read what they are. Phil, I just got a text of your team. Phil's playing the 4-2-2 as well, but two actual AMFs with Neymar and Messi, Zlati and Dembele. 2 DMS with Yaya and Vieira. Vieira's box to box. Yaya is, I believe, a destroyer. Little Cannavaro and Baresi with Zanetti and Maldini, the Italian version. Then Gija in goal. 4-2-2 with link-up play between Yaya and Dembele. So basically the same as you're seeing here. Very much the same. Now, did you copy off of a meta, or did you just create that yourself? Or did you, is that a meta that's popular that you're playing? Because then I have one destroyer but 2 CMF hull players that get up on the wings that would essentially mark out defensively. Man, that would be an interesting matchup. Man, that would be an interesting matchup. That would be fun when we do that best of 3. 4-2-2 versus a 4-3-3. Because how it matches up is, starting from the back, I have flat, same back 4. No, I could do 3 center backs if I wanted, but I have Maldini, left back, Thuram right back. 2 center backs are Van Dijk and Vieira. Like where you have yours is box to box, I have Vieira. No place else center back. Then I have Gattuso, destroyer, as a defensive mid. 2 CMs, both Hull players, which is Hullet and Bellingham, that track back but get up. So they would have to take care of Platini and Saka defensively. Offensively, they would occupy the wing backs. But then where it gets interesting is you have a box-to-box and Rodri as well as 2 center backs. Or you have Vieira and Torre, but I have Zlatan, Romario, and Pele on each side. So it's 3 versus 4, but then that'd be with Vieira getting back, but then I have Hullet and Bellingham overlapping there, so that becomes 5 versus 6. And then my defensive side, I have 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 4, 5 versus 5. Now, how I'm doing that is I have my back 4, Gattuso, that's 5. So you would have your back 4 plus Yaya, for instance, is 5. Then you add in Vieira's 6. So you have your 6 versus my front 3, Romario, Pele with spearheaded by Ibra, that's 3, plus Hullet and Bellingham, so that's 5 versus your 6. Right? And then your front 4 is joined by 1, which is 5. 3, 5. So it's both attacking with 5. But then there's more width in the 4-2-2, depending on how wide and Hullet and Bellingham play. So it's a very interesting matchup. I know it's hard to see like what I'm talking about without having like a marker board, but it'd be very interesting. So this is a mirror matchup. So I want to see how this plays out, but I like having 2 different approaches. Mirror matches are okay. We'll see how each of them play differently. I go between 3-2, 3-2. I started using it up and started seeing a lot of people with it. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, dude, that's what I love about eFootball 2, bro, is that there's different approaches and they're good. Like, literally in FC, if you don't use a 4-4-1-1, you are so screwed. At least in the 4-4-1-1, there's some good football you can play, as opposed to the 4-3-2-1 and the 4-2-1-3 like in the past. But it's still, having to play one setup only, it gets so boring. So I love this, bro. But that's very interesting. I love it. I'm going to check this out. I'm usually not a fan of the 4-4-2 and 4-2-2 because I love having a cam. And in my case, like, I have somewhat of a cam. Like, Pele would be my... Hullet as a CMF. Whole player and Bellingham are kind of number 10s. And Pele as a deep flank forward is kind of a number 10. Whereas Romario is kind of the second striker. But the 4-4-2 doesn't really have that. Even the 4-2-2, the AMFs are more like wingers. A little too wide for my liking. But anyway, it could be good. I want to see how this plays.
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building is very nice. Gorgeous too. Well, there's here a great sense of expectation as to universal contentment.
Bro, are they serious with these announcers, by the way? The most boring sounding announcer I've ever heard. Holy early.
Well, once more it's him and we can't be surprised. And the shot.
Is that just like an announcer that is doing that because of like to translate the language? Because it sounds terrible. It sounds like the most boring robotic. Like, dude, that's such a... like, they gotta change that. I hope... what is that? I never have the sound on. But if I did, is that what the announcers sound like, guys?
Goals. Of anticipation in this stadium, and I've been hit by it too. Well, there's here a great sense of expectation as...
Phil says, I put counter target on Messi and Neymar on his attacking mids, like Classic 10, so they don't move as much. Nice. So they don't track back. Yeah, so my individual instructions are defensive on Vieira and Gattuso, so they stay back. My counter target is on Ibra. But I did notice, like, I have to sub out, because I have to put Seedorf in. And then if I want to go more attacking, I'll put like Costa or Baggio in and put my CMF more attacking, one of them. Or if not, I'll go Seedorf as in the CMF role, Seedorf and like Beckenbauer. Wait, I have to check something real quick. That just made me think of something. I have this Beckenbauer, who's an orchestrator. Center back, DMF. I guess he can play CMF. I don't know. Maybe not. Says he can. Says he can, but secondary, even though it's still an 87 ranking. That's weird. That is weird. All right, let's get into it.
As to universal contentment, the Emirates embraces Arsenal once more. And the shot. Goals. Well, once more it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible. There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly
Terrible
done.
announcing.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it. So, a breakthrough already. Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match. Lintasa calmly anticipates. Great vision. That's been cut out. Well played. Rodri cannot be beaten that easily. And it's Michel Platini. Now it's Luis Suarez, Ibrahimovic. Platinum.
Oh. Platinum?
Rivaldo. Gerrard. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Lintasa cuts out the pass. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo out to Baggio.
Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Plenty to aim at here.
Baggio is so good on the ball.
Lofted it. A hitter.
Goal. Holy shit.
It's in. And they're at it again in double quick time. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency. Yeah, when you're hit on the counterattack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed. Arsenal are doing very well. Thank you. Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off? Now it's Roberto Baggio.
That can't be the game. That's got to be made up. Roberto Baggio.
Put up very well to his man.
Roberto Baggio. Oh my god.
And he's in on go. H shot. It's running loose. Who's going to get there? There's a searching pass. Oh, well played.
Oh. Off.
Rivaldo gets flagged offside. To see it unfold as sacredly as that, it's a finish of true class. Well, the movement is slick. The speed is slippery.
I love it, dude. The build-up in it. I love the build-up. This game's second to none, bro. I say it so much, but Platini
will not want to lose out here.
I gotta work on my skill moves big time. So different from FC. What a goal. The one-time shots seem powerful.
Luis Suarez. He just has something. A finish of true class.
How can you not love the football? Like, they suck at certain elements of like packaging up, like selling the game. But dude, if you just love football, bro, this is so much better.
And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
I was missing this.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now. He's had it taken off him. Arsenal are looking to go forward now.
Nice turn. Nice. I
Now
love
it's
the
Saka.
overlap. There's Saka on the wing. Let's see.
Strong challenge. That could leave a mark.
Let's see the track back now. Okay. So where was his winger? Platini's getting back pretty good. There's his two strikers. Wait, what the fuck? It's Platini and Saka, so Platini is an AMF all the way across, so he's not even really playing on the left. He's coming all the way across. So I guess Platini is more in the middle typically. Saka's way out of position. Platini's over there. I figured that would have been either a wingback or one of the defensive mids. But he's got his back four and his defensive mid still pretty in good shape. His two strikers. Which for me would be like, if I did this, it would be like Zlatan, Romario, and then Pele and Cruyff, if I can even play Pele. I forgot if I gave him a winger option or not. Pele and Cruyff are like... But two AMFs, I wouldn't have a winger. Even though Cruyff can play winger. I like more centralized. I know those balls are deadly from the winger into the strikers, but I still have that with Hullet and Bellingham coming on the outsides. I don't know. Maybe I go for it and try some wingers. We'll see. Just for build-up purposes, this seems like more isolate, dribble on the wings, and I like more tiki-taka.
You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. And here's Mbappe. Sweet feet has been indicated. Cristiano Ronaldo. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Gerrard. And this is Rivaldo. Lovely bit of skill. And this is Gerrard. And that is going to be the final action of the first half.
Nice.
So engaging and still right on edge. Plenty of... It has been quite a half this. Well, it can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again.
Oh, what are you dribbling there
They want
for?
a good
That
start
had to
in the
be
second
delayed.
half.
Oh, no. He's going to make you
Hostilities have
pay.
resumed. Big chance off the post.
Wow.
And he nearly went all the way. Yeah, I think he's a little annoyed with himself there. Peter,
Yeah, you'd
because he
think.
did pretty much everything right up to the end. And he's got the beating of his man. Now it's Saka. Oh, that's neat.
He didn't show the... Oh, here it is.
Turned
Hold
out
on.
to be a really good one.
He's Hullet in for Platini. Hullet in for Zlatan. Whole player Hullet at striker.
Either side holding back here.
For
It has been
Zlatan,
quite
wow.
a half this. Well, it's a lead. That's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They want a good start in the second half. Hostilities have resumed.
Wow. Hullet.
Big chance
I just
off the
want to
post.
see any changes.
And he nearly went all the way. Yeah, I think he's a little annoyed with himself there, Peter, because he did pretty much everything right up to the end. And he's got the beating of his man. Now it's Saka.
See,
Oh,
dribble
that's
and
neat.
isolate on the wing. I'm not as much
Vieira
about
does really
that.
well to win the ball there. Can he get it through? He's in space and looking for options. Oh, such a clever touch.
I either have Bellingham or Hullet overlapping on the outside, or Romario or Pele making outside runs, and in which case Hullet and Vaggia or Bellingham make those inside runs. So it works out perfectly. I love that. That's what I like about the 4-3-3.
Arsenal different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon. Well, I think this is probably a good time, Peter, to make ambitious changes.
Should have lobbed that.
Rod providing an outlet on that flank. Was that the first time? Ah, he's given it away.
Nice football.
Rivaldo the specialist in tearing teams apart. And this is Luis Suarez. Spread it left. That's good play.
Bro, you beat him. Keep going right.
Well, the defense proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
Nice
He's
try.
cut it
Nice
out.
changing what you're doing. Keep the defender
Arsenal
guessing.
are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they? Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape. And Hull.
Beautiful. He went for the one-time
Loose ball
shot.
now, and there's a chase on for retrieve.
I gotta do more
what has
knock-on
happened
shots
here?
and one time. Oh my
Nicely
God! How
shaped
did
cross,
Hullet
and
miss
he's taking
that?
No chances there.
Now Hullet isn't a heading
Arsenal
specialist at
really
all,
are
though.
going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter
But
of
shit, neither is
sustaining the effort.
Mbappe or Messi, and they score
They're
him.
coming
Although
again and
usually
again.
it's probably because of smart
A
assist.
lucky break would certainly help their cause now. Suarez receives it in a wide position. Substitution then taking this chance to turn to their benches. Rivaldo number 5. Number 21 right here. Right now it's not looking favorable. They're chasing the ball in the game. And that interception was most
Do
necessary.
these dudes have automatic substitutions put on, Phil? Or whoever, if somebody's still in here? Because the game didn't pause. Unless he cut it out. But do these guys use auto subs?
He read that really well and stopped it. Substitution that is lovely. Optaka.
Or can you plan them? I forgot. Can't you plan them?
Arnold do have a chance to counter here. Yamal. Solov. Yamal is always looking to play quality balls. Oh, good read at great positioning, so good from him, Saka. Now it's Luis Suarez. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Luis Suarez. That's good defending. Very good defending. Oh, makes every duel look like a total mismatch. And this is Ronaldo. And it's Vieira. Oh, he's getting hounded. Really hounded. And he was alert to it.
Oh, what
shot.
oh my gosh.
Oh, it's hit
Oh
the
my
post.
God. What the
Arsenal
hell?
surely have to be commended for their drive and
Dude,
desire.
they gotta add precision
Most teams
scoring.
would be taking the easier defensive route by now. It's a searching
What a ball.
pass.
No way, he's getting
Roberto
whooped.
Ball is wide and looking to get onto this.
Oh,
A reprieve.
you
Or
gotta
maybe
love
it's
this
momentary.
game, bro. Gotta love this game, man. I know
Searching
Smart Assist
passes
ruins
played
a
there.
lot, but
And this is Ronaldo.
great defense. The Blues got
That's really good
amazing
defending.
defense. The Reds got
Calafiori
amazing
did well to
attack.
emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep
Oh
an eye
my
on.
God, play Hullet, dude.
It's an inviting looking ball that.
Oh my gosh, brother.
He has a lookout. And the ball is out of play.
What a game, guys.
Just 5 minutes remaining now. Nettle.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, smashing headers.
Wow.
He scored.
I hate those stupid headers though, but I mean that was sick
And that should
and
do
it
it
is
within
Ronaldo,
sight of the
but
finish line.
so broken.
A really
He did
thumping header
deserve to
absolutely
score.
crashes it in. Yeah, it all came from
Oh.
some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defense let
Great
themselves
game,
down by
guys.
not taking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Great game, terrible announcing, but I'm gonna go get some rest, man. I'm pumped up to make my push, man. We just got into Division 2. We just started playing eFootball, man, within a few days, so I'm happy with where we're going as we kind of mapped out the ground rules for this mission to assassinate Smart Assist, and we will keep going forward with that. You guys are awesome. yeah, man, this game's got a lot to offer. Then we have this freestyle football. I'm playing that beta. Starting the 30th, it's just a whole different 5v5 thing. It could complement like a game like eFootball well when you want to just chill for a little bit, still compete. Just a lot of exciting things for football gamers, man, and I'm looking forward to digging into eFootball after this maintenance. So please make sure you drop a like on the video. Please subscribe. Join my Discord. I'd love to have you guys in there. I'll start putting updates for my live. I've been saying that. Hold me to it. Also on X and TikTok. If you could drop me a follow, that would mean a lot. I do have memberships. If you have a couple bucks and want to do that, that's awesome. Including instant content, so like no waiting for those next 2-3 videos I have in queue. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Keep grinding, keep having fun. See you in a few hours. Peace out.